All right, what do you think about Shakur Stevenson? Like I think he's one weight class below Teofimo Lopez, but his defense, it almost seems like he has a sixth sense in there. Like
Okay, can I just say this?
Go ahead.
I love Shakur. I've known him since he was a kid.
Oh, okay.
Okay. And I'm very happy for his success.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But there's an old saying the old school guys say, and that is he's protected. They put him in with the right guys.
Oh.
He's fighting the right guys on paper. That look like it's supposed to be a tough fight, but in reality, no. Why? Because they're building him up for that big fight. Because they know once he gets there, with the opposition that he's facing, once he gets there, it's a wrap.
Meaning he's not going to win?
No. He's not going to beat Teofimo. Teofimo will knock him out. I'm telling you, he'll knock him out, man. I know Shakur very well. Teofimo will knock him out. I watched that kid since he was a kid. Teofimo will knock him out in 6-7 rounds.
Damn.
And I love him. I love Shakur. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing personal, but I know that they're protecting him. He's fighting the right on paper. The fight's like, wow, this guy's tough. No, guy's not tough. He's fighting the right guys. And that's what they call protecting your fighter. You know, a lot of old time people do it. Bob Ram's an old school promoter. He got a lot of old school guys working for him. Protect him. And then when you get to the big dance, you're on your own, kid.
Sink or swim.
Hey, hello. And if he fights Teofimo, it ain't going to be pretty. Teofimo will stop him.
Wow. You heard it. Trainer Buddy Mcgirk said that Shakur Stevenson, he gets stopped. It ain't going to be pretty if he were to fight none other than Teofimo Lopez, unified champion at lightweight. We're going to talk about it. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also, subscribe to my channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the Super Chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, the Cash App, and the Patreon family. We working. You guys heard it. Buddy Mcgirk, he said he knows Shakur Stevenson, and he's known him for years since he was a kid. He says, I love him, but, you know, if we're talking the business of boxing, Teofimo will sleep Shakur Stevenson. Now, it was kind of a weird interview. Link in the description in case you guys want to watch it. It was a little bit weird. It caught me off guard because, I don't know, I don't watch a lot of interviews and stuff unless, you know, it's on my feed. So I've never really seen too much of Buddy Mcgirt's interview, so I don't know, maybe he always talks like this. But from what I know about the guy, I know he's a former fighter. He trains fighters like Kovalev and Adam Lopez and other fighters. And I think he's with Maricela Cornejo. And I don't know, it just kind of caught me off guard. He keeps saying I love Shakur Stevenson, but everything he said about Shakur was pretty negative. And the thing that caught me off guard is you listen to the host who's interviewing him, and he was in the middle of praising Shakur Stevenson, saying like, this kid is good, his defense is sweet, it's almost like he has a sixth sense. And then Buddy Mcgirk like really redirected the conversation to say something that was more negative. Now, it's a free country, you can say whatever you want. Now, I kind of Quentin Tarantino this whole thing, and I put out the Shakur Stevenson response before this video, which is kind of expressing the origin. And I just did that just because, you know, it's my channel, I do what I want. So it caught me off guard with Buddy Mcgirt's comments. Like I said, he was literally being asked about Shakur Stevenson really in a positive light. And I guess that's his honest thoughts. But to me, it seemed like maybe there was more to it. Like it just, the way he said it, and I can't speak for nobody else but me, I'm just talking about the outward perception. I see why Shakur responded in not a nice way, because he kind of redirected the conversation, and it seemed like he's been waiting for somebody to bring up Shakur almost so he can even get that off. It seemed like he had to get that off his chest, because there's a difference between keeping it real and putting your honest takes out there. Like if you think Teofimo is gonna stop Shakur Stevenson, then that's your own opinion. That's cool. But the way he was saying it was a little bit too cutthroat. So it made me believe that there was something like, just really he was trying to get this off his chest. And I don't know if they have like a personal relationship or if Shakur was going to work with him and it failed through or something. But it almost sounded a little bit spiteful. And that's just me as an outsider looking in. You'd have to talk to Buddy McGirt or Shakur Stevenson to ask him what's good and what went up, or almost like Shakur beat one of his fighters or something. It just seemed like there was a little bit of extra scorn in the conversation. Like, again, you could just say Teofimo whoops him, but he made it like, the way I perceived it, he made it sound like almost like Shakur Stevenson was trash, like it wouldn't even be competitive. Now, I don't agree with that. I think Shakur Stevenson, out of this new gen, he's definitely a top talent, and we're each entitled to our own opinion. Buddy McGirt was kind of ruthless about it and said that Shakur Stevenson is a protected fighter. Now, I do agree with this aspect. I've told you guys, Top Rank has clever matchmaking, and he kind of hit the nail on the head with that. But I don't really think per se that Shakur Stevenson is not in search of the bigger and better fights, but I do understand what he's talking about in terms of the clever matchmaking. But where we differ in opinion is I still think Shakur Stevenson has a very bright future, and he made it sound like Shakur Stevenson is going to get found out when he steps up in class. That's how I perceived it from what he was saying. And, I guess we never know, but he was really sounding like he knew of something that we don't know, like he's seen Shakur don't have a chin or is vulnerable against certain fighters. He just made it sound like there was something extra than what he said, because the conversation wasn't even headed in that direction. Shakur was in the middle of being praised for his defense and his ring IQ, and then he just went on kind of a tangent saying Shakur, he's a nice kid, I like him, I love Shakur, but he'll get whooped by Teofimo and it won't be pretty, So I don't know what that was about. Listen, make the fight. Shakur Stevenson, he's at 30, but he looks like he's filling out, and he looks like he will have to move up at some point to 135. I think so far from what I've seen, it is a bit hard to gauge because I haven't seen Shakur Stevenson in there with a bigger name, but these are all young fighters, so they definitely have plenty of time to work on that and add names to the resume. The Ryan Garcias. Realistically, Teofimo, we only seen him versus a Lomachenko and a Richard Comey of the guys that are like, I'm saying that you would really give him some bigger credit for. And those were in December 2019, and then, December 2019 on the Crawford Mean Machine card, and then recently versus Lomachenko. And I never rated Lomachenko as great and highly as some other people did. I think people kind of bought into the Lomachenko hype. I knew this would be the outcome if Lomachenko fought somebody with certain attributes at 135 because of his style, the things you can get away. If you look at when Lomachenko was fighting at 126 and when Lomachenko was fighting at 130 and stuff like that, he looked physically bigger than a lot of these guys, right? You won't find many people that he fought that you felt had the ring IQ to begin with and a height and size advantage. So that style, you're not going to be able to, like Floyd Mayweather, he's clearly TBE, and Floyd got a style where he could fight bigger guys and still be in the pocket, fight off the ropes, and still be highly effective even versus a bigger guy. But there's certain guys that you can't fight, like let's say Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. The way he fights, you've seen when he started fighting bigger guys, or Danny Jacobs, guys who are about his build or bigger, guys like Andres Fonfara, the fights become different. The fights become, or a really skilled guy like Canelo, skilled guy like Sergio Martinez. You see he lost all those fights, right? It's just different. So some of the things you can get away with, you have to have a certain style of fight and be a well put together fighter to fight bigger people and be successful with a certain type of style. And from what I've seen from Lomachenko, he doesn't have the style that I would see being very successful. For example, I think 35, he'll be topped out. He's not going to ever reach the higher divisions like you look at Manny Pacquiao. Manny Pacquiao started off way smaller than Lomachenko and went all the way up to fight Antonio Margarito, and now he's campaigning at 147. I'll be surprised if Lomachenko ever makes it to 140 the way he's looking. Because, imagine fighting Jose Ramirez at 140, Josh Taylor at 140, Regis Prograis at 140. His style, I don't think, would be that effective. You're fighting bigger guys, and, you're not going to be able to wear them down and jump around, and you might not be able to take their power, stuff like that. It's just real different. Shakur, from what I've seen, he does have a style where he can move up to lightweight from what I see, because he's a technical fighter and he's an Olympian and he's just gaining experience. So I don't know why Buddy Mcgirt was so harsh on him, but Shakur Stevenson did lash out. Check out that video so you can hear the response from Shakur Stevenson. I thought it was pretty harsh from Buddy Mcgirt. He's making it sound like it'd be like a one-sided massacre, but even the Lomachenko fight wasn't one-sided massacre. Lomachenko, he lost for sure, but Lomachenko started doing good in the second half of the fight. He started doing a lot better. So Shakur is still young. I don't think it'll be what Buddy McGirt's making it sound like, where Shakur just has absolutely no shot. But I do rate Teofimo, and I think he's a talented fighter. But we'll see. I'm not going to spend too much time on some of these topics because these are young kids, and Teofimo looks big, so he might be at 140. Guys like Teofimo, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, I can see them all going up to 140 in the near future, depending on diet and, what fights are available at each division. So I don't know if the Shakur Teofimo fight is anything that we'll see, especially with Shakur being aligned with Top Rank. I don't know if Top Rank would pull the trigger on something like that, but Buddy Mcgirt says that Shakur will get knocked out inside of 6 to 8 rounds, I think he said. Let me know what you guys think. Would Teofimo, Shakur Stevenson be a good fight? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Also, use my link. Get UFC 257 Conor McGregor returns. And, we're going to have fun this year, 2021. Drop your thoughts in the comment section. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video is Ego signing off.
So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxingego, the future of boxing.